Welcome back. Now, let me come back to you to respond to some of the issues that were raised before we went on that short break.
The Boko Haram he speaks of ended in March, ended before he took office. Boko Haram claiming Nigerian territory, planting their flags. That was the Boko Haram of 6 months ago or 7 months ago. The Boko Haram of today is about suicide bombing. It's about disruption. It's about instilling fear in the Nigerian population. So he can't be talking about ending something that has already ended. His fight, from day one when he came into the office, was to tackle suicide bombers. Now, if he was going to tackle suicide bombers, if he acknowledged that was his fight at the beginning, he should have focused on the intelligence community with support from the army, not focused on the army and discount the intelligence community. Okay, I'm saying discount, but not even bring them into the picture as a central agency to end his current fight, which is the acts of terror and suicide bombing. So what he mentioned was a political sidestep from the reality that he faced. The reality he faced from day one was suicide bombing. Boko Haram has not, even with the recent attack on Baga, they did not intend to take control of the town. What they intended to do was to look at the army cache of weapons and money and food and supplies and take that and move back into their, to use that to support their campaign. They had no intention of taking control of the town of Baga, which they would have had, let's say, 18, 20 months ago.
According to what my brother here said, it's ended, and presently they are fighting fights of suicide bombing. And when it comes to this kind of war, it's not the army alone going to solve it. You have to gather information through the police, the SSS, and everybody, even the citizens in the country have to be involved, because it's not a fight whereby you neglect to the military personnel alone, because it's a thing whereby we have to do a collective effort to win, because it's a fight against the country, not a particular tribe or a particular religion. It's something we all have to come together to fight. So I think if we want to change and stop this fight, it's all about taking actions in every way, even in the public gathering, bus park, every places. We have to put on more of security camera to get information. So if someone is driving a car and they park in that place, you have to monitor where it's coming from. You have to get a lot of things, because we have to think faster ahead of them.
I think we're not going bad. At least with the current situation of things, I think we're on course, and I think by December we should be able to meet the deadline. The president is giving all the service chiefs the necessary support, and I think this is what we need for now.
I think for my money that this president is doing very well. The army is doing very well. We have an army chief that is right there with the boys, right there on the field, and is leading by example. So I think in the hands of Muhammadu Buhari, we're in good hands, and the war on Boko Haram will end very soon.
You ask any Nigerian who are the top 10 targets, wanted lists for Boko Haram, apart from Shekau, how many other Nigerians can name the other 9? How many Nigerians know of any Boko Haram terrorist who hasn't come out publicly to declare some dislike for Nigeria or not? If you look at the Al Qaeda war, or whatever the ISIS war is right now, as the U.S. military were around on the ground, they had a top 10 list of, or 100 list of people that they had to target, their top targets that they were using their drone wars to eliminate. We don't even have a top 10 list that the public are aware of. So I could be sitting in the bar next to somebody who should be on the top 10 list, but I don't know. Because the intelligence community here have also shown that they don't know. So this is where I'm telling you that we are failing.
I think tough times call for tough measures. I even think that we should even go one step ahead. For instance, I think that the military or whoever is responsible should let Nigerians know what kind of materials go into making the kind of bombs that go off in the Northeast. That way, it is easier for people like us to see, when we see people stockpiling such materials, it's easier for us to raise alarm and, have the police investigate such people. For instance, if gas canisters is what is being used to make those bombs, I'm not saying they are, but if it is, I think that whoever we find stockpiling gas canisters, we should ask that person questions. We should invite the police in to ask the person questions. Imagine a family man buying 10 cylinders of gas. Why should that happen? Why is he hoarding cylinders? Is there something wrong? That's the way I think we can involve Nigerians. Yes, we need to know. We need to be more armed with information. And I'm for the military being at public buildings and searching people. I'm in support of people being searched before they go into places of worship. Yes, I'm in support of that. And I'm in support of people's cars as well being searched when they go into public places, because nobody knows what can happen. So yes, if we have to make some moves that will be a bit uncomfortable to start with, but will ultimately make people feel safer, yes, I'm in support of it. And I think they should be, such tactics should be deployed.
I remember in the UK during the IRA period, bins were taken off the street of London so that the IRA terrorists are not allowed to deposit their bombs and bins, which is what they did for many years, so for some time. So what the government did was say, right, there will be no bins on the street of London, which means if you see any package on the ground or somewhere that is not associated with somebody, you have to report it, because it could be a bomb or something, or an incendiary device. Now, if you look at Nigeria, I would have thought that by now, selling gas to people in cars, selling petrol to people with cars, if you know cars are going to be suicide bombs, use of suicide bombs, should be banned. So there should be other ways in which people can get these supplies. I was at a petrol station the other day, filling my tank with petrol, and I saw somebody, he bought gas in 2 cylinders in his car, and then went over to buy 2 jerry cans of petrol. If you can still do that in a society where bombs are going off, then you know that you haven't even started looking at the fundamental issues of how these people get supplies. So what stops that person hooking up those explosive combustible elements in their car and blowing somebody up? And I'm sure that practice goes on all over the country.
All right, guys, thank you for coming on the program this afternoon and sharing your thoughts, but that's how we have to leave it on this part of the program. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll be joined by a political scientist to get more analysis on this issue. Please stay with us.